Alright everybody, tonight we're going to make a Kuksa. This is an unknown wood. Here's the bark. And I still have that deal where if you can identify this and provide evidence that I can research on my own, and if I feel comfortable that you've correctly identified the wood, I will make you a spoon free of charge, and I'll mail it to you. You know, and that's kind of a thing I have. I don't mention it too often, but I don't have that many subscribers. But that's something that I feel is worth value. So if you can identify it. I think it smells like hickory. I've smelled hickory nuts when they fall off a tree. It smells like hickory, so it probably is, but I don't know for sure. So I'm just not really comfortable saying that it is definitely hickory. It's a lot. Excuse me. There's a lot of people that are more knowledgeable than me with wood identification. I don't have any of the leaves or anything, so I don't have that. So I'm going to get some of this bark off. So anyway, enough talking here. I'm going to flatten this out to get that bulge out of there, so it's a little easier to work with. And then we'll actually start to work on, hopefully I can even do this. Oh, this is going to be tough. Back you guys up a little bit here. Hopefully. Just need to flatten this out a little bit, not much. And then we'll work on the bowl next. The Kuksa was well received at the show that I did over the weekend. I only had one, and it actually sold pretty quickly, so which was really cool. Hopefully that person is enjoying it. Might have to switch over to the axe in just a few minutes here. Just want to flatten that out just ever so slightly, just so it's a little easier to work with. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. So it's kind of what we have. If you can see, just kind of flattened it out just a little bit, not much. So let me pause this. I'll be right back, and we'll use the hatchet a little bit. Alright guys, welcome back. So just going to use the hatchet a little bit, and I'm going to play around. Flattening this out a little bit more, and getting some of the bark off. There's not much bark left. And let me just look at this here. Guess we'll knock these sides off real quick so it fits on the shave horse a little easier. This wood is really seasoned that I'm probably going to chop my fingers off if I'm not careful here. And then we'll start working on the bowl next, right after this. Ideally, we would rather use a longer piece of wood here, just for safety reasons. But I didn't do that when I cut these out, so. Just going to slowly chop away at this here, just so it will fit on the shave horse a little bit more. I'm going to knock these corners off too while we're at it. Just while we're at it. Might as well. All right, so I'm going to just clean this up a little bit more real quick, and I'll come back when we're going to move over to the shave horse when I come right back. All right, we're back. I didn't do too much, just enough to flatten it out. And just, oh man. Just enough again so I can kind of squeeze it on this shave horse here. Lower this. And now, hopefully you guys will be able to see me do some of this. I have to move you back. We're going to start working on the bowl. And I think we can go pretty deep on this. And this is not going to be easy at all. So this is going to take me a while. Oh man. This wood is like so dry, but I know the end result's going to be nice. So it's not going to be fun, I guess, carving, I guess, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have to get the chisel out and chisel this out a little bit. Just kind of starting in the middle, and working my way. Yes, it's like really hard, really dry. And I do have some green pieces of sycamore and a bunch of unknown stuff that are green. And of course we'll do some kuksas with those, because that'll be a little easier to carve into. I'm excited about that. I have an ads on the way. It's coming. So try to experiment with that new tool when it's here, and excuse me, we'll see what we can make with that. So I'm just going to continue doing this. I'm going to be here for a while, and when there's a lot more done, I'm going to come back and we'll get started on kind of carving the piece out. So I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back after, oh man, about 2 hours or so of work. That's why green wood is really the best to work with. We have the bowl pretty much carved out. That thing's going to be beautiful when it's sanded and done. It's going to be really nice. So right now, I'm going to just start using the hatchet and very carefully start getting around this outline here. Now I do have a big crack right here. Doesn't go all the way through to the bowl, but if it is kind of showing, this might be kind of sold or marketed as maybe more of a decorative piece. I was able to sell my only Kuksa that I had available at the Trenton Avenue Arts Festival, and the person that bought it explained that they're going to use it maybe just to display. They liked it that much, which was pretty cool. So this one, if the crack is there, may be marketed that way, or just explained that way to someone if they were to buy it. really, as with any of the things I make, I really want people to use them for their intended purpose, but you don't have to, you know. I guess that's kind of a subjective thing, the intended purpose, you know. It's really the end user's intended purpose, you know. I'm just the creator of it, far from the last person to use this thing, so. And we're just going to slowly, carefully chip away at this. It's going to take a while. And plus, like I said, this is not green. This is really seasoned wood, so. Look at this real quick. Starting to come to shape ever so slowly. Can't rush these things. They just take a while to make, so, you know, that's the way it is. Not rush it at all. This may actually be a two-part video because I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to finish this tonight. I would really like to. Just trying to do one Kuksa a night for the next 3 nights, but I'm not really sure that's even possible. So I'm just going to continue doing this. This is, again, going to be a long process, and when I have a little bit more done, I'll come back, all right? Be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm going to show you what I did here. I'm almost done for the night, and I'm going to do a little bit more work here. I'm just kind of working on the handle. It's pretty straight. It's going to be a little bit thinner here. I'm knocking that down, but under here, it's going to be like a little dip here. It's just so you can kind of grip it when you hold it with your hand. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that work here. And if I can find my knife, we will be, here, it's over here, good to go. Oh, man. Hopefully you guys will see what I'm doing, hopefully. So I'm just going to kind of play with this a little bit. Again, this wood is so tough. I was working with the shave horse a little bit, but now that I have this bowl here, and I have that crack, I didn't want to put any more pressure on this and possibly damage the piece. So it's just nothing but brute strength from this point on, if you want to call it that. So adding like little details like this, especially with this dry wood, really add to obviously the time that it takes to do this stuff. Factor in a full-time job, and it's, you know, at times slow moving, you know, it can be. So let me just look at this here. It's getting there. Thin this out a little bit more. Guess if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, I guess, right? So just kind of hacking away here, slicing away. Getting there. I think for this one as well, I'm going to leave the tool marks on the bottom, like I did that that unknown wood Kuksa. I guess that's unknown wood Kuksa number 1. This is unknown wood Kuksa number 2. And I'll leave all the tool marks on the bottom, and I'll sand the inside and the top. I kind of like the way that looked. It was pretty cool looking. So. Well, we'll see. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish this tonight in a reasonable time in order for me to be functional tomorrow. So, do a little bit more here. It's a longer handle than I wanted, but alright guys, so I think that's it. Whoops, sorry. I think that's it for tonight. I'm not sure how much you could see there what I was doing, but as you can see, this thing's going to be really nice. It's not even sanded yet. Still kind of playing with this handle here. We'll figure something out, get it a little bit more refined, but I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned tomorrow for part 2. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.